All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Marissa Caico. I'm the digital collections librarian at Penfield Library. I wanted to put together a brief presentation today to tell everyone about SOAR, which is a great resource that's you may or may not know is available to you. That could be really helpful in the long run. So what is SOAR? SOAR is the SUNY Open Access Repository. So this is a centrally managed digital repository environment, and it's meant to store, index, and make available the scholarly and creative works for SUNY faculty, students, and staff. And this is across all SUNY campuses. So it was originally created to provide repository environments for all campuses in order to comply with SUNY campus open access policies. So each SUNY campus has its own community in SOAR, including SUNY Oswego, of course, and I manage that community for our campus. So you can access SOAR here, soar.suny.edu. I have it open already. I'm gonna go there and show you what the homepage looks like. So this is the SOAR homepage. Here you'll find any guidelines for submitting. You'll see all of the communities. So they're broken down into groups of the SUNY schools. Then on the side, you'll also have the full list, and you'll see anything recently added across the entire system. So if I want to go to our Oswego community page, I could click us right here. It's gonna take a second. And then you get a similar homepage, and this is going to be everything just from Oswego authors. So we have choices up here, how to browse. You could search within just this collection, just Oswego publications. You'll see our sub-communities and then our recent submissions. I'm going to come back to this page and show you more of like what an individual item looks like. But for now, let's see. Let's go back to our slideshow here. What actually belongs in SOAR? So in SOAR, you'll find original, creative, and research-based scholarly works by faculty, staff, and students of our specific SUNY institution. So all of this content is going to be work that could be made publicly available outside of embargo periods. And this is also work that, of course, SUNY authors own copyright to, or have some permission to deposit the materials here. So the types of work that could be deposited in SOAR, it really ranges. So a lot of content is acceptable for deposit here. So this includes articles, postprints, preprints, monographs, conference papers, dissertations, theses, learning objects, honors projects, creative works, and more. So most file formats are accepted. I'll show the full list of file formats in a sec. And if you create open educational resources, SOAR is a great place to store them so that they are openly available online. So how can you deposit work in SOAR? So we have put together a little library guide that actually reiterates a lot of what I'll cover here today. So it's a great reference. So that's good right here. So it covers what is SOAR, some frequently asked questions about Creative Commons licenses and our distribution licenses, and even what can go inside SOAR. And then here you're going to find the two submission forms. So they are very similar. So I will just show the faculty and staff one. The student one, the only difference is that it's geared a little bit more towards the type of works that students might submit. So capstone projects, honors projects, master's theses, those kinds of things. So here you'll see the submission form. It's pretty detailed, but pretty straightforward. So it's going to ask a bunch of information about the item itself. So you have the opportunity to fill all of these in. Only some of them are required. Many of them are not required. It'll give you the option for some subject keywords to make your work searchable by these subject keywords. Then it's going to ask you for the item itself. So you have the opportunity to upload your file. So this shows you here the full list of file types. So quite a few there. You have the opportunity to place an embargo date on your work. So if your work is in a publication where the open access policy is that you can't deposit your work open access for 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it might be, you can put that date in here and still submit to SOAR, but it won't become discoverable until that specific date. You have the opportunity to add a Creative Commons license here. So this gives you a little bit of control towards how your work is going to be used or distributed. And then the distribution license here, which just gives us permission to post your work open access. So once you get to the bottom here and you grant the license and you press submit, it comes to me and I review it. And within 3 business days, you'll receive confirmation that your work is available open access on SOAR. So then it's discoverable with the rest of our collection, SUNY Oswego collection there online. So here. So you might be wondering what actually are the benefits of contributing your work to an open access repository like SOAR. So open access itself offers benefits that are pretty wide ranging. So depositing your work in an open access repository like SOAR makes your work available to scholars, researchers, and the general public at no cost and doesn't require institutional affiliation. So that means that it's openly available online. Anybody can find it. They don't have to pay to read it, anything like that. So this makes your work available for everyone and increases your ability to shape scholarship and share as widely as possible. So of course, in turn, that helps you to improve your reach. So open access often increases the reach of a work by allowing more people to view, cite, and share it. SOAR offers up-to-date statistics for each work deposited, including views, downloads, and maps indicating where a work is being viewed from, which I will show an example of in just a moment. And then SOAR also assigns persistent identifiers. So unlike URLs that might break, persistent identifiers are long-lasting references to digital objects. So works deposited in SOAR are assigned handles, and those could be used to reference them. So these are excellent for students who are looking to link to works in their resumes, portfolios, CVs, stuff like that, instead of linking maybe to like a Google document or something like that that might change or get lost and it's more unstable. So also works deposited in SOAR are indexed in search engines. So that makes them discoverable in places like Google Scholar. And then of course, some long-term storage. So this goes along with the persistent identifier. Your work is in one place and it's also, on display next to the company of Oswego students, alumni, faculty. So to quickly show an example of this here, this is a work that some fellow librarians and I deposited in SOAR. So this is the item record itself. So we wrote a piece for a public online publication, and we had this learning object. The publication referenced this, so we created this together, and it wasn't going to accommodate having this full file along with the article. So instead, we used our permanent identifier here, persistent identifier, and used this link in our article so that people could come here and then download this rubric that we created for their own use. So this is also nice for us because we get all the benefits of SOAR. So we were able to put our Creative Commons license on it here. We were able to have the ability to share it on social media here. And then we also get these little statistics that are collected by SOAR. I'll just take a second to load. So we could see our all-time usage here. So we get some numbers, which is nice. Our total usage over the last 6 months. So we can kind of see some trends here when it was most accessed, because our article came live in September online. And then we could even see like the countries and the cities where people were visiting this from, and then the map as well. So definitely a nice little feature, and it makes it easy for people to come and find it and access it in the same place over and over again. So yeah, with that, I just want to say thank you. And I'm here to answer any questions. So I guess that's really the most important thing here. If you already use SOAR or know about SOAR, we have the ability to create new collections. So like quest posters, research symposium posters, those are some new collections that we've started, that students give their permission to have their work posted there, but we can definitely work to create some new ones. That's always an option. And then navigating things like Creative Commons licenses and all that stuff. If you have any questions, you can email me, and I'm happy to answer those questions for you. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, does anyone have any questions? You can unmute. Sarah, Holly?
No, just wanted to say thank you. Good information. It was not something I was familiar with, so I appreciate you sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, we'll stop the recording then. Thank you. You got a great job from Sarah.
Thanks.
No questions.
Thanks, Marissa.